you, Soumya, for that generous introduction. Anand, Pankit, and all the uh, Sequretek team and all the audience gathered here for today for this launch of this product, right? If I really look at 10 years back, 10, 12 years back, right, there were a very handful of product companies out of India. There are a lot of global companies setting up their engineering product development operation like Semantic and many of those companies, right? But having India's own product companies in cybersecurity space, and we know that we are dependent in terms of the providing services. I remember, I think 2004 or 5, since then we have been delivering security services across globe, but they have a very handful of product companies. And that time when Sequretek started, it was a big courageous step to start a product company out of India, right? And some of these initial success that we see, I know the success is not easy in product ecosystem, and in deep technology entrepreneurship out of India is not that easy. And in deep technology, cyber is one of the most complex area, right? And having that vision of product and then working and getting trust of the clients, which are one of the largest bank of India, some of the significant government intervention like which we nowadays talk about DPI for that matter, that development infrastructure, working them and getting those kind of confidence and giving them confidence as well, right? And then also looking at the global market, right? That way, this story is not only the story of Sequretek, this is story of what that result can do basically, right? And also inspiration to many other. And we believe that initial stories like Sequretek and some of those organizations has really paved the way for this ecosystem that we say that has come to now critical mass. India's innovation, cybersecurity innovation ecosystem has come to that level now, where we are almost 400 plus product companies. I'm not only a services company. India's overall security industry is almost $23 billion now. And largely until now it was services, but now it is increasingly product companies going and scaling not only in Indian ecosystem, but global ecosystem as well. And that's the really, and spend some time with the team here, with Anand and Pankit and what they have been doing. And it was really heartening for me to see the kind of effort that's going on, kind of innovation is going on, and kind of traction that you are getting in Indian and global market as well. And this also inspires many other, and every month now we are seeing new 6-7 companies coming in, right? So we certainly see this entire innovation ecosystem in cybersecurity has come to critical mass. What is left is to reach to critical scale level. And there are some candidates that we see that will definitely bring that scale, will create those stories out of India, and Sequretek is one of the leading candidates of that. So, and we know why security has come to this level, why cybersecurity is really a product game, a technology game. And why? Because I know we all started our security career, largely there is a language we use until now. It was largely audit and assessment. Still there is a dominant push to do audit more, to do assessment more, to do conformance more basically, right? To comply with some of the standards or some of the regulatory requirement basically. They still push. Most of the regulators seek audit a lot basically, right? But cyber has come to a level where the entire attack landscape has come to the level where a small issue, a small weakness, if it is exposed for a moment, is likely to get exploited basically, right? This is a one story on the other hand. On the other hand, we see a lot of volume, velocity, complexity at which the digitization is happening. A lot of push for digitization is inherent and external as well. Government of India push you to connect with so many external ecosystem basically. Not only a government, but other ecosystem as well, right? So the rising interdependency, rising complexity, the volume and scale at which we have been trying to do transactions basically in this country and other parts of the globe as well, right? Entire globe is talking about digitization economy. We are talking about our own economy is almost $1 trillion as a digital economy, and which will become almost $10-12 trillion economy, digital economy by end of 2047. Out of 30 billion plus economy, we will be 30% of that will be digital economy, right? the volume and velocity at which things are happening basically, right? So there is a question of how you govern security, right? And governing security is nothing but, there are two parts of the governance of security, right? And the current context I'm talking about, the velocity, volume, diversity, complexity, interdependency. One part of the story is actually finding that point or that element which could create larger ramification for security for you, right? And your ability to get hold of that issue, get hold of that weakness, get hold of that vulnerability, get hold of that possible thing. And that is one important part of the story. Another important part of story, then triggering the response to make sure that that particular weakness, issue, or vulnerability doesn't create a significant ramification, basically, right? And this game is becoming so big game now, petas and zettabytes of data that needs to be seen day-to-day basis, per second, per hour basis, basically, to make sure that you find that needle in haystack. And that's why you need to have that ability to make sure that you build those capability so that out of those petabytes of data, you find that one thing which could create a problem for you, basically, right? But that's not only one thing, right? One is the finding and identifying, right? That's, we call this a political definition point. But other part is having those instruments, having those enforcement in your hand so that you take care of that problem much better way, basically, right? In a most productive way, most efficient way, basically, right? So these two things are very important for the security governance. And the entire suite, if you look at, named as a Percept brand, is actually doing that. Be it in identity, be it in XDR, be it in a network level effort, basically. And now you are talking about CTEM, which is very important part. Like, means when you are talking about one issue, if it is even exposed for a movement is going to get exploited, that means you need to make sure your exposures are managed continuous basis, basically, right? And that level the security has come, and that's why security, we try to say and try to go to a lot of these academic institutions which are doing research. The security is the key candidate for a lot of innovation that you can think about, a lot of AI use cases you can think about, basically, right? And we are seeing that a lot of these interesting problems that we are solving out of India, and a lot of these interesting use cases and that you are saying, and the exposures are also coming from various different industry ecosystem, basically, right? Regulators are definitely tightening screw, which is giving a lot of possibility, but also the way the digitization happening. You will get surprised to see sectors which we have not thought about, they will do digitization this way. I was just talking to Sudhirji on the entire logistics sector, the kind of digitization happened there, right? And kind of innovations which is coming in that basically, right? So every sector now is getting exposed, every individual is getting exposed, basically. And that's why managing that exposures are very important, and this product, basically, that you are bringing today or launching today would really play a very critical kind of a important piece in a entire technology stack that we're building, basically. And we look forward to see how this product comes to the market, get traction, and we also look forward to how this is adding to the overall capability. And this capability is it's a catch-up game you all are doing, basically. Security is always a catch-up game, right? Something that you reach, and then something comes to you that this needs to be done, this needs to be solved, right? And in these pieces that we are putting together a lot of different pieces which can help us to, one is identify problem, and other important part is get those instruments to make sure that you manage that problem in a much productive and effective and efficient way, basically, right? So this where the, I think, ecosystem globally is coming, and I'm happy to see that we are bringing those kind of cutthroat innovation out of India, and the engineers that you are, the team that you are building, basically, and you are getting get a good traction in global market as well, right? And we see many such stories comes, and all the best to Sequretek to not only do those innovations, but also give us as a kind of example and torchbearer, basically, because some of the success stories that you bring will create a lot of new aspirations in Indian ecosystem, right? And a lot of new innovations will come out of this, basically. So it's not only the Sequretek story, it's overall India's innovation story, and that's what we like to see from Data Security Council of India perspective. And once again, thank you for getting me and inviting me here, and all the best for the team working on such a great kind of product line and building this great global business out of India. Thank you.